Hey guys, welcome to the Drip and Geeb podcast. I'm Uncle Geeb, and with me is Drip Media Gaming. We usually record this podcast live over on youtube.com/Drip Media Gaming. If you want to check out that live stream, make sure to head over to Drip's YouTube every Friday at 9:30 Eastern Time. If you want to listen to the audio version of this podcast, make sure to search Drip and Geeb anywhere you can find a podcast, including our YouTube channel, Drip and Geeb. And with that being said, what is up, Drip Media Gaming? How you doing, man?
I am doing great. I'm tired.
Are you
It's
tired?
been a long week. I've streamed like every night this week. I've been building that pool thing. It's almost done. It's been a rough week. It's been a long one, but lots of fun. Lots of fun streaming. So
yeah. You know
can't
what?
complain too much.
I'm not tired per se, but you know what's not helping this situation is that we're currently we're not live, by the way, guys. We actually are going to be live tonight on my Twitch with the community the community live stream that we do every once a month on Fridays. But
yes.
Yeah, we're recording this at just after noon on Friday. So like it's the energy is not there for either of us, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. We'll keep the energy up, but
we'll try.
It's definitely a little bit different. This is the first time we've done it like this, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So new setup today. I mean, this will be the way going forward. Once every Friday or once a month, we will not be live streaming. But this is the first for us, not live streaming. I was telling you earlier that this is out of my comfort zone to not be live, which is weird.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I'm in a completely different place. It's very, very weird. But you know what? I mean, with us not being live, we have a lot to go over today. A lot of stuff happened this week. So I mean, obviously we don't have anything to talk about that we're drinking.
Right.
And I streamed all week, so everybody knows what I was playing. That's the only time I played. What about? Is there anything you wanted to talk about before we jump right into this?
A little foreshadowing. I did play a little bit more of Monster Hunter Stories on my phone, so I got a little bit farther into that game, just ever so slightly, maybe 45 minutes farther. But yeah, it's definitely fun.
I gotta go back and I gotta do that. I did pick up Majora's Mask again. On
right,
3DS.
Yeah.
I haven't opened it yet. I need to take this home so I can actually. It's got to come off the shelf so I can actually use it. I don't know yet. I'm still debating on whether I should even start playing it yet because I still think it's going to be on Switch by the end of this year.
Right.
So I don't know.
I'm right there with you.
Maybe I'll give it a few more days.
I'm right there with you because I've been having that copy of Majora's Mask 3DS sitting in its case since I bought it like 4 months ago. So I'm right there with you. I want to get into it. But we're going to get right into some new games because we have lots and lots and lots of games, not necessarily announced this week, but just stuff that has been trickled out this week. That's either trailer
updates.
Or, just so like an update on the current state of things this last week of March. This is May. This last week of May in 2021. So we'll get right into some Minecraft Dungeons, which is the most exciting game in the world, right?
I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm more interested in Minecraft Dungeons than I am in regular Minecraft.
Ooh, that's a burn. That's a burn.
To tell you the truth, this interests me a lot more. I know, like you said, you would rather play the regular Minecraft. Because of the style of game it is. You're not into this style of game.
That's not 100% true, but yeah.
I would be more into this, I think, than I would be into the other game. This looks cool. It's underwater, so that's cool. I mean, anything underwater is good, unless it's the Lake Bed Temple or Water Temple in Zelda. Those are not fun.
Yeah, so guys, audio listeners, we this is a new level update. Basically, there's some new weapons, some new items, some new as they would do for a little mini game update. There's some new stuff, but mainly we're talking the main attraction to this update is like a new level, which is all underwater. Looks fun. I mean, it's a fun game. I've played about 20 hours of this game on my Switch, which it's not the game on the game on the Switch I have a problem with because it is a bit lower frame rate. Like I feel like this game should be easy 60 FPS on the Switch, but I guess there's so much going on that they can't do that. But anyway, my issues with this it's with the style of game that this is. It's basically you can't pause. You're always online with this game, which even if you're playing locally, there is no such thing as locally played. You can't pause the game. You're online. So if you pause the game,
really,
yeah. So if you're fighting all these monsters and you need to take a quick, potty break, you can't, because even if you go to a spot where you previously murdered all the enemies and it's empty,
they could come back.
They will come back and get you while you're in the bathroom, and that's happened to me. And that completely ruined the game for me.
That's the beauty of the Nintendo Switch. You just take it with you.
Well, take it with me. Take it with me. Yeah. I thought you were going the route of, you just press the home button and it locks the game.
No, just take it with you.
No, yeah.
Never stop playing, ever.
Never stop, even when you're releasing your bowels.
Ever. Never.
Well, it's just for me as well. Like, I play the Switch a lot because it's one of my. It's a cool console to just like pick up and put down when you don't want to play. Like, I'll pick up something and I'm watching a TV show. I only want to play for 30 minutes, and I put it down.
Yeah, I agree 1,000% with that.
Well, here's the thing with this Minecraft Dungeons, the earlier, easier levels, it's about, the levels are about 25 to 40 minutes, depending on how fast you can complete them. That's fine. I'm not going to sit here and complain. And that's when I played the game most, is the early levels. It's when you get farther into the game that literally an hour and 45 minutes and you're still not done and you can't pause. Like, I got stuff to do. I'm a grown adult. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
That's a no-go for me.
Yeah. I literally can't do that. I can't.
Me either, man.
There's no way.
Yeah. So that's why this game, the game is fun. And it's just the style of game that it does not suit well to the way I play games. And this game it's a no-go for me.
Yeah.
I own the game.
I'm still interested to check it out, because I've said several times that if I was going to play a Minecraft, that would probably be the one. But now that you tell me that, I'm a lot less interested, to be honest. A lot less interested.
Yeah. And regular Minecraft is a completely different game. The fact that this is Minecraft Dungeons this game is nothing like regular Minecraft. It just takes the art style.
It's a completely different type of game. It's a Diablo style game.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, so there's that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Game Builder Garage had a new trailer.
They did.
Which
want to just quickly inform the people.
What is that?
Quickly inform the people of Game Builder Garage. Give it a little overview.
Oh, yeah. Well, Game Builder Garage is a game where you build games. I don't know if you're in a garage when you do it, but you build games. When they first showed this, they showed what we're looking at now, which was like the little nodes where you pull the little sticks over to the other ones and connect it, the simple stuff. And I looked at that and I was like, yeah, I can do that. And then they started showing some of the other stuff, and I was like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But this whole trailer was all about showing people, like, no matter what you think you can do or can't do, you can do this. That's like the whole point of this trailer, is to be like, no, you totally can do this. Like, this is for everybody. Anybody can make a game with this game. But I think the coolest thing they showed in all of this was some of the what are they called? They're like tutorials. They're I forget what they call them, but they're saying that you're literally learning from like Nintendo developers. Pretty much.
Really? That's interesting.
And they're showing you all this stuff step by step, literally every single step of how to do every single thing in this game to the end. So by the end of all the tutorials and all the practice stuff that you do, you'll be good with the entire game.
Really?
They just keep adding little stuff on here and there. Like the little nodes, you'll get a new one, and they'll teach you every little thing that one will do. And then you go on to, you use it, you do your thing, and then you go on to the next one. But yeah, I mean, because literally halfway through the trailer, I was thinking, yeah, but I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. And the next thing they said was, still don't think you can do it? And I was like, no, I don't. It's like, but you can. I was like, oh, okay, I can. But then that's when they went into like, yeah, guided lessons. That's what they're calling. They're guided lessons. So you're literally learning how to do all this stuff. And then, I mean, they did show a lot more of the inner workings of the game too, and little things that you can add. Like, you can take certain songs, it looks like, and even though it's the same song, you can take different elements of the way a certain piece of the song sounds to fit whatever game. Like, there's going to be a lot of stuff in this game for what is this game? $30?
$30 on the eShop.
That's crazy. That's crazy. This is going to have a lot of stuff for $30. Just looking at this, I think I think this is going to be a hit, man. I think this is going to be one of those games that blows up. I really do. After seeing this, yeah, I really think this has potential to go a lot further than maybe even Nintendo thought that it might.
I wonder if this has if this is kind of inspired by the what's that game the Mario Maker series.
It seems to be
because you can kind of build your own Mario levels, but this takes it you can build any level of any type of game that you within reason.
Yeah. I mean, with whatever the parameters of the game will allow you to do, but I mean,
not just platforming.
It looks like you can do a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. You can literally, like it's showing right here, you can draw a dog and make the dog your character in the game. That
I'm interested in that big time. When I was a kid, I made little comic books for myself. We're talking little kid. And I remember there's one character I made. His name was Roby. He was a little robot, and I made a whole 20-page comic book of this character Roby.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna recreate Roby from my head, which I have a pretty good idea of what he looks like.
And you can just make it into an entire game. You can take the stories in your comic books you made as a kid and make it into a whole game. Who knows? Maybe it'll be one of the best ones that you can play online. And they did say you are going to be able to share these locally and online, which I think we already knew. You can use the USB-C mouse.
Well, not USB-C. Well, yeah, plugging into a Switch, you can use USB-C, but you can just plug into a dock as well. I mean, use regular
right,
USB.
That's what I mean. Yeah. USB, mouse, all of them will work, which looks like it's probably going to be a big help in this game, especially when you're not in handheld mode.
Right. If you want to sit down and critically make a game, I would say plug in your mouse, and you can get the nice gritty details in your game.
That's really what I'm wondering though, man. How I can't wait to see how deep you can actually go with this thing. I want to see how far you can actually take this. Can you make full size 40-hour games in this, or is it going to be
is there a limit to the size?
Is it is it mini games? Yeah,
right.
That's
a great question.
That's kind of what I'm wondering.
That's a great question.
That hasn't really been addressed yet.
I would tend to imagine, based off the price and the price alone, that it is definitely a mini game situation. But I mean, that doesn't make it a bad game. I think this is a starting point for them. This is the first attempt of a game like this. So maybe in the future they'll release a $60 Game Builder Garage Pro or Plus, and it's fully involved.
Yeah, or who knows? Maybe they'll just keep updating this one.
Who knows? That would be great. I doubt it because of capitalism, but I would.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a nice little stuff with Game Builder Garage going on there. Also, today is Friday, and yesterday there was a new, a familiar character, not a Nintendo character, but a familiar character got a little boost. There was a little I would say Nintendo Direct, even though it looked exactly like a Nintendo Direct.
It was straight up Nintendo Direct ripoff, 100%, which is fine because the Nintendo Direct format is great. But yeah, obviously you're talking about Sonic, right?
I'm talking about the man himself, or I guess he's a man. Who knows? Sonic has not identified himself yet in the public, but the new Sonic game, the new Sonic live stream that came out. So yeah, there's some cool stuff. You want to go ahead and I'll let you take away on Sonic Colors Ultimate?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Sonic Colors because I didn't play the game. But this is it's a remaster of Sonic Colors, or not a remaster. It looks like a full remake. I mean, to me, that's what it looks like. I'm not 100% sure. But Sonic Colors Ultimate, I did see something earlier today that it looks like there's going to be multiple playable characters, which if I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will let me know, but I don't believe you could play as anybody else but Sonic in the original. But it looked like, I don't remember where I saw it. Maybe it was Game Explain, or somebody posted something where it looked like somewhere in the trailer here you can see up in the corner where your rings and stuff and your lives and all that stuff's counted, where it had the picture of Tails instead of Sonic. So I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base with that, and you could be Tails in the first one. Don't know, but they seem to make a big deal about it, so I figured I'd mention that. But yeah, that's coming, and it looks awesome. I mean, there was some other stuff yesterday that I thought was cool. I mean, the Sonic bling, the chains.
I wish I had that ready to go. That was man, that's a missed opportunity. But yeah, there's some Sonic bling coming out, which is
pretty
interesting.
I mean, oh, dude, it's pretty cool.
We're talking Flavor Flav, like big old fat medallion on your chest.
They were nice, like super nice.
I think I'm gonna get one, and because I want to wear it on stream. That like maybe that's all.
I mean,
that's all I want. I'm never gonna wear it ever outside of stream.
I haven't checked prices. Yeah. I wonder if they're really, really expensive. Are they real?
Oh,
I'm sure thousands of dollars.
Oh, I would hope not. If that's I'm talking like I'm hoping it's plastic. Okay, like it's a piece of plastic on your neck. I'm not trying to get weighted down. Or at
$30.
A cheap metal.
Let's keep it $30.
Yeah, a cheap metal that's just like some sort of like it's made out of like aluminum cans and stuff. You know.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that. I'm gonna have to check out the price on those after this because that's pretty interesting. So, I think of the stuff that we actually know that's coming, that was a big one. What was a couple of things we had? The Sonic Collection, Sonic 1, 2, 3. I don't even remember what was in it, but that's kind of a big deal too because I know a lot of the Sonic 3 music with Michael Jackson, that was an issue. It hadn't been re-released or anything like that, so that's pretty cool. And then we got the new game, whatever that is. I don't know. We had a lot of talk about it in the chat yesterday about it being a remake of something, or I feel like, to me, what they showed with that, this is a new game. I think if it was a sequel to a game or something like that, or anything that we've seen before, I think we would have got that context. This looks brand new to me. This looks like something that they're working on that is outside of any other Sonic game that we've seen. That's what I take away from what we saw. He was running, Sonic's running through a forest. Not a whole lot of context, I guess, but I feel like if
I would say next to
nothing.
A
sequel, yeah, I mean, really, but there was a little symbol or something at the end. I don't know what that was all about. There was like he ran and made a symbol. I don't know. To me, I saw a lot of stuff in the chat yesterday talking about, it's this, it's that, it's Sonic Adventure 3, it's remake Sonic Adventure or reboot, which maybe I'm guessing it's a whole new thing. What do you think?
I would tend to think that because they hyped it the way they did at the end, so they were ending the stream like playfully, and then like they came in, oh wait, no, hold on,
yeah,
one
more thing, because Nintendo doesn't do this. Nintendo doesn't do this.
No, not at all. So yeah, they kind of hyped it up. If this is a remake of a game they already had previously, that's a little lame. But the way it looks to me, the first I mean, maybe it's just because I want it so bad, but this could be an open world Sonic game. I mean, he's just running around. There was no borders around him. The only thing that makes me think that it's not a open world game is that it's coming out next year already, and we're already halfway through 2021. So unless they were far in development,
they probably were, honestly, because I don't know who's making this game, but I mean, when did Sonic Forces come out? I don't think it's the same people who are making Sonic Forces.
No, I don't think so.
I doubt it. So I'm sure whoever's working on this has been working on it for a while. So it could be. I mean, it could be open world. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a quick 59.
That would be crazy.
It's a quick 59-second trailer. It's literally just Sonic running in a forest with no contact whatsoever. So it does look good. I mean, it looks good. For that 59 seconds
trailer.
I'm gonna guess
that could just be a cinematic. I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know if that's the way the game's actually gonna look, but I mean, it's not Sonic Forces. It's not the 3D Sonics that we've seen that everybody has just come to hate.
Yeah,
they've at least listened, and it looks like they're trying to go in a different direction. So that's definitely positive. I think Colors Ultimate looks cool. And when is that coming out? Did we get a release date for that?
Colors?
Yeah.
I don't think we got a release date. I could be mistaken, but I've already closed that tab, so that the story ends from my end for Sonic Colors.
That will be a mystery until we're done recording this.
My guess is it's coming out by 2022 because this new game that they don't have no information on yet for us is coming out next year. So I'm gonna guess by the end of this year or sometime early next year.
Yeah, I think there was. Now that we're talking about it, I think there was a date. Yeah. It's later this year. I'm pretty sure.
Later this year. That makes sense.
Because you can pre-order it already.
Okay.
So it's got to be a date.
Yeah.
It comes with a little baby Sonic keychain.
Oh, how cute! That? Oh, I'll put that on my own necklace. I'll wear that as my own bling.
And the game's only $40 too.
That's good. I mean, it's probably not like a full game title, so that's good.
Sonic Colors? Oh yeah.
It's full game. You think it's like 30, 40 hours of content in there?
I mean, I don't know about that, but I mean, it's the full game. It's the full game that came out when it came out. It's just what a remake is usually priced at when it's not made by Nintendo.
Oh, that's a burn. That's a.
I'm not. No, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying. It is what it is.
You mean what it is? Nintendo, you mean that's not the segue for Zelda, or we're not doing that this weekend?
We're not. No, we're not going there. We're not going there. We went there pretty hard last week. I'm gonna let that one cool off a little bit, I think.
Guys, if you have not checked out the YouTube video of the clip of that stream last week where Drip goes on his rant, it was excellent. And the edit was done by me. It's not exactly world class editing, but it's just a clip of him ranting, and I think you guys go check it out on the Drip Geeb YouTube channel.
Oh man,
it's great.
Speaking of edit, have you looked in? Quickly, we're gonna get off track here just for a second. But have you looked in the Google Drive at the new video that's going up next Monday?
You know what? I saw that the man Eden Editing has posted it for us, but I did not get a chance to watch it yet. I'm so excited to check it out though.
He could literally, like, as far as he got into it, he could probably make a part 2. He got a ton in there. I might just have him make a part 2 we can put out in a couple weeks because oh man, it's good. It's really funny. It's really funny.
We got some great content coming out on the Drip and Geeb channel, guys. If you got to go
that'll
subscribe
be out Monday.
There.
Yeah, for sure. So what else do we have here? We have Monster Hunter had an event. We had some events this week, man. There was a lot of stuff going on. There was a Dragon Quest event too, but it was like at 11:30 at night, and I was streaming. Hari was in the chat, letting everybody know what was going on. They did announce the next title, but that is what it is. There, we covered it. That's good. So, Monster Hunter Rise got an update, 3.0 update. It's it's new monsters, it's new stuff. It's basically, I think one of the biggest ones where they put in the monster from Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, like the main monster from that. I believe that's who this is right here.
Crimson Glow Val or something?
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm super excited about this, but I'm not even here yet. Oh, there's a new ending too. They're putting out a new ending for the game, which again, I haven't even got to yet because there's been so much other stuff that I've been Pokemon Snap came out. I started playing that. I really have to get back on Monster Hunter Rise and get through this because I love the game. I absolutely love the game, and they're dropping all this new stuff for it. I can't even keep up with the content because I just can't. It's so much, and there's just so much stuff out right now. But it looks cool. All the stuff that they're showing looks great. I'm happy that they're going to keep updating it. They did announce that too. There's going to be another update like next month and the next month. So
wow, okay.
Lots of stuff to look forward to. That's for sure. That's why I want to get back into it, and I want to catch up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of frustrating. They keep putting this stuff out, and I just keep getting further and further behind. But it's like, man, I still haven't finished Pokemon Snap all the way through. I'm so close. I'm at the end.
Yeah? That's awesome, man.
I need to get back on that. I might end up doing that maybe this weekend. Just focusing in one day, finishing Snap, set that to the side, back into Monster Hunter, and then maybe I'll set aside a little bit of time next week and just start doing some daytime streams here again, and playing some Monster Hunter just to get through the story, because I want to know what happens, and I love the game. You know, I'm not trying to just rush through it, but I want to see the story. So
yeah, I have not purchased Monster Hunter Rise. Not that it doesn't catch my interest. It definitely does. It's just, you know, it's another one of those games for me where I will wait till it goes on sale, not because it's a bad game or I think it's too expensive. It's just I'm not interested in it that much, and there's so many other games that I can be playing. If it goes on sale, I will pick it up and I'll get to it. But I'm not going to pay for a $60 game that I'm not going to play for a while.
Right, but you're interested in Monster Hunter. You're ready to go
for
Monster Hunter Stories too.
Absolutely, segue.
Yeah, ready to go, right?
Absolutely. I think it's this trailer. What is this? The fourth trailer. It says it's good. It looks good. It looks like a very similar experience from the original Monster Hunter Stories. In like, not that it wasn't HD. At least I don't. The version I'm playing is HD on my cell phone. I didn't play this game when it first came out, but it's like an HD version of the game with like not just HD, but the textures, the graphics. It all looks crisper and nicer.
Everything's up to 11. Yeah,
exactly. It seems like there's a little bit more dialogue happening and a little bit more realistic dialogue. Where in the original Monster Hunter Stories, when you were given some dialogue, they pretty much just stood there, literally like almost completely still, with just like some mouth movements a little bit. This looks like it's a whole like cutscene situation. Like it looks. Looks excellent.
This is full on. Yeah, this looks very, very cinematic.
Yes, cinematic.
I did like this, and you know, as you are, I'm also playing a little bit of Monster Hunter Stories on my phone. Haven't got that far. I need to go back to that. See, this is my problem. There's too many. There's too many games. Can't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
But the little bit of stuff that I saw from that, as far as I've got, I can see like this. I don't remember her name, but she's from the first one. This girl, she's back. She's older now, and she's supposedly, they said in this trailer, she's gonna be like she'll come in and help you with the hunting horn, which is gonna be, you know, the hunting horn is pretty much, it's a weapon in Monster Hunter that's like a support weapon.
Right.
It gives everybody else around when you use it. It gives everybody buffs. Like it helps you as they use it. But it did say she will be helping you in battle with a hunting horn, which is super cool. But again, like it's characters from the other ones. Obviously, everybody's older, so you're kind of getting, you know. I mean, obviously, the rest of the story or the next part of the story. Only, man, I will say this before you continue with what you want to talk about on this. Seeing all this makes me think Monster Hunter Stories 1 needs a remake like this.
Ooh. I mean,
like, I would love to see a version of that game that looked like this. I guess it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. But to have something like 2 parts that both look like that, that would be cool.
At the very least, I'll take a port to the Switch. That won't happen.
Hey, yeah.
Neither will a remake, but I would take it. If they want to make, I feel like I missed out. I didn't get a lot of your audience. If you know, you know. I'm relatively new in this Nintendo, especially the Switch, like genre of games, and I just got my Switch during the middle of the beginning of the pandemic last year. Just a lot of people were buying Switches last year for the first time. I was one of those people, and like I didn't get a chance to play games like this. I mean, I have the 3DS now. But I didn't have one previously either. I mean, like last Nintendo console I had was the Game Boy Advance, like the rectangle one, not the fancy SP one. So I've never been super involved with this, and now that I'm getting into it for the first time, or getting back into it for a long time, the games like this Monster Hunter Stories 1 in particular, games like that, I'm like sad I missed out on because it's fun. It's fun. It's a really fun game. Having tons of fun with it. And this remake looks absolutely excellent. If they could pull off a remake, not just a port, but a remake of that original one, just like this, that would be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get that. I thought that would be it's a fun idea, at least.
Yeah,
it's a fun idea.
It's fun, and the game is fun, and they should port it to the Switch. Nintendo, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean,
there's lots of
we've got so many things this week. Like how many? I mean, there's more.
There is more.
Like usually, how long do we usually take on these game segments like this? Not this long. We're not even done.
Nope.
Because there was a huge bomb dropped.
There was
a giant bomb dropped. Yes, the Pokemon games all have dates.
That's right. We'll get it.
Now,
we'll start with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Yeah, November 19th. That's pretty much where I think everybody thought this one was going to be at. They said it was going to be, around this time. We figured a little bit before the holidays so everybody can buy it for their kids for Christmas. I mean, that's the date. The 19th of November, man, you're right there. It's right before Black Friday. I mean, you're in it. Like, that is the best date you could possibly put this game out at.
Not to make this about myself or anything, but that's my birthday.
Oh,
so yeah,
there you go.
Little birthday present for old Geeb. Some Pokemon
nice.
Diamond and Pearl remake.
That's great. There you go.
Yeah,
happy birthday.
Although I will mention, not that I'm surprised, I'm just disappointed. It's $120 for both games.
Oh yeah, well, obviously. Wait, do you think you're gonna get a discount because you buy both?
I mean, it still hurts me that Sword and Shield is still $120 to this day, and it's like,
yeah,
Nintendo.
I don't know. I still just don't see. Now I get it for big Pokemon fans. I get it. You want both. It's a collector thing.
Yeah.
I just don't see the point. It's very hard for me to justify buying both games. You know what I mean? It's very hard for me to see that from the outside.
From a non-Pokemon, not non-Pokemon, but lacking Pokemon fan, I can see that perspective, and I'm the same way. I'm not super into the Pokemon series, but as a collector, it pains me. It's like if I had to choose one or the other, it pains me to have to choose. Yeah. Like I bought Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. It hurts my soul that I don't also have Pikachu. Not because I don't want to play it, but it hurts my soul.
Me. But like I look at these two right here and I'm like, okay, Diamond, Pearl. I like that Pokemon on the Diamond box better. So I'm gonna go with that one. Like that's it. I'm done. I made my decision. There we go. We're done.
I made a similar decision with Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu because I'm like, Pikachu is so overdone. Eevee's fun and cute. There's 4 evolutions, so I got Eevee. But then there's like this. I have this serious FOMO. Like, am I missing out on like the Pikachu version? Because it is different in a couple of ways. So like, am I missing out? Like, do I need the other one?
No, no,
it's driving me nuts.
And I did the same thing with Sword and Shield. I was like, which one looks cooler? I was like, Shield looks cooler. I don't know why he's holding a sword in his mouth. That's weird. So I'm going with Shield.
Yeah.
And that's not even the biggest one for me.
No.
Okay, I don't even I'm going to be 100% honest. I might play this game. Like I say, like if I'm going to pick one, it's Diamond. That's true. I don't even know if I'm going to play it, to tell you the truth. It doesn't interest me that much. What does interest me is Pokemon Legends Arceus.
I think that interests a lot of people. It did get a date. Do you want to go ahead and be the one?
January 28th, 2022 is the date.
And there's the box right there. And
there's 2. Yeah. Dude, looks sick. It looks sick.
Well, I want to talk about the box.
I don't care.
You go first, but I want to talk about the box art.
Okay, well, go ahead. Let's talk about the box first, because I'm going to get into some deep stuff here.
So I'm looking at the box art, and I see it says very clear. In my eyes, it's very clear. It says Breath of the Wild Pokemon Edition. I mean, like I don't know what you're reading. Right. I don't know. Some people may read Pokemon Legends Arceus. I see Breath of the Wild Pokemon Edition.
Yeah, some people may be reading that because the font's a little wonky. It actually says Breath of the Wild Edition right there. Yeah,
but dude, it's like if you were to
Breath of the Wild.
If you were to take the guys for listening, if you were to take the Breath of the Wild cover, like the game, the physical game cover, the artwork, if you were to take that where Link is standing on the mountain looking at the world, and
just change the characters.
Well, change the characters, but reverse it as well. You're not on a mountain. You're now looking at the mountain.
Yeah,
from
looking
below.
up at the mountain. Yes.
And like the same kind of cinematic style, like look, like although they are in the center, where I think Link is off to the left a little bit on the Breath of the Wild one. But I mean, if you take, there is 2 characters on the box, so like maybe take the one on the right off, and now you have like the one. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It is. Even the first trailer we got, you could tell like they were doing the same camera movement. Like but they it's smart to do. Breath of the Wild did well. We'll see if you can make that as successful with the Pokemon formula.
Yeah,
I hope so. A lot of people were really not happy with the. I guess we can go into this now. The first trailer, everyone was like, "This game's going to be delayed. It looks unfinished. It doesn't look good." I didn't think it looked that bad. And a lot of people were talking about the way that the Pokemon were like low. I don't know.
They were talking about that. It's a little jittery. It's a little weird looking.
Yeah, but I brought this up a couple times. Like, if you've played Monster Hunter Rise, the monsters in the distance do the same thing. They do it because the Switch can only handle so much. But as you get closer, they stop doing that. You know what I mean?
You know what? Real quick, like the Monster Hunter Rise, there is so much. Like that game is jam packed with visuals, right? There's just so much in front of you all the time. It's great. With this game, especially being early like it is, there was less to look at, and all you could see was that jittery looking Pokemon flying in the sky, or like that jittery looking Pokemon in the grass, because there's not trees and bushes and shrubbery.
But that's kind of my point.
Mountains.
Yeah, that's kind of my point here. Like, how old was the footage they even showed us? Yeah. We don't even know when that was made. It's not like they made it the day before and then said, "Okay, let's show everybody tomorrow." Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that could have been 6, 7, 8 months before. I mean, who knows? Who really knows? A lot of people are a little worried because the date is January 28th. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to get delayed. There's no way that game's ready." But I mean, that's my argument. We don't know when that footage they showed us was even made, or how far along they were at the point that you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There's so many variables in that, and I'm not going to judge this game till it comes out. I'm hopeful because I like the ideas that they have put into this, even though it is a straight, Breath of the Wild Pokemon edition. I want that though. I want that. I want that for every game.
I want a Sonic Pokemon or Sonic Breath of the Wild edition. Like, I want every game that every character that I like.
Just giant open world, but yes, but good open world, not just open world for the sake of being open.
Exactly,
world.
Done well, done right. Like Breath of the Wild. Yeah. You can say what you want about the game, they did it right. It was done the right way.
Now, the next thing I want to bring up about this game and this date, and actually the date of the other Pokemon game, is November, what was it, 22nd? Is that what it was? No, 19th. November 19th, 2021. January 28th. Those are 2 very big games to come out very, very close to each other.
Do I need a tinfoil hat here? I don't have one ready. I have my microphone puffy. Like, I'll just...
See, I don't even think this is tinfoil hat. I think this is confirmation. I don't think we will be seeing Breath of the Wild 2 this year. Now, I'm saying that as far as we know from these 2 dates. There could be some other things that I don't know if I'm going to actually talk about in this podcast because there's a big video coming up on that. As far as these 2 dates, this tells me, especially this being late January, this is January 28th. I don't think we're going to see Breath of the Wild until 2022, and at this point, March is it. Because anytime in February at this point, with this coming out on the 28th, the end of January, February's out of the picture at this point. It's March for Breath of the Wild 2 at this point. What do you think about that? I think what they're showing us here with these 2 dates pretty much paints the picture for when we're going to see Breath of the Wild 2.
I think I have been very consistent, and I think I've been very consistent. I've said this.
Said March.
I've said March in the past. I've said by March. So to be fair,
by
I said by March. So maybe I'm a little off base. Maybe it's kind of into. I would still hold on to like end of February. We could see we could see the game in your hand. We're talking about game in your hands, like by March. So maybe it'll be like mid to late March, the end of the fiscal. Or fiscal? What is it? The end? Is it fiscal? Yeah. Okay, the end of the fiscal year for everybody. I still hold true that they're gonna announce. Everyone thinks they're gonna announce the game not announce because they've already announced the game. Everyone thinks that we're gonna get more information, more detailed information, and a date at E3. Even some people think before. Yeah, like you. I still hold true to my September. I'm holding to my September because that's when the Zelda Direct is gonna come out. And then we're going to get games soon after that.
Where's my tinfoil hat?
I've been incredibly consistent. I'm holding true, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be wrong. I can't wait for E3 to watch all this stuff come out. I would gladly be wrong. Gladly.
I think you're going to be in this instance, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we don't have that much longer to wait at this point. Yeah. But as far as all that goes, I think this shows us right here. Like they're not gonna release Breath of the Wild in November. It's not gonna be the holiday game. There's no way. Not now.
No.
Not with these Pokemon games being so. I just don't think they do that now. I don't think that's.
They don't need to.
That's just not the way they normally do.
You and I have talked about this in the past, especially like previous podcasts that were not released. We've talked about this. They don't have to. They don't have to release this game Breath of the Wild 2 as the main game of the year for them. It's going to sell anyway. It's going to go crazy.
Yeah, it's going to
they could release this game at like they could say you can only buy this game between the hours of 12:01 a.m. and 7:23 a.m. and that's the only time you can ever buy this game, and it'll still sell like crazy. People will stay up late and early to pick up that game. Like it doesn't matter when it comes out. It will sell. So it does not. Point being, they're gonna put other games that maybe won't sell as well as Breath of the Wild 2 in that holiday slot, so they will sell crazy for the holiday. People buying gifts for kids for Christmas and stuff like that. Yeah. You got your Christmas money, the bonuses, stuff like that. There you go. That's what you buy then, and then a little bit after that, open your wallet back up again for them and buy Breath of the Wild 2 because you were gonna do that anyway.
Yep. Yeah. So I think there are other avenues. But I think at this point, March is probably what we should expect for Breath of the Wild 2, just because of these Pokemon dates. But we have a few other things to cover here. One of these things, they both have to do with new hardware. So
they do.
Yeah. That's definitely a fun way to end everything. We got a lot to talk about here.
This is the meat and potatoes of our podcast.
Yeah, this is very interesting to me. We covered something like this, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Where there was a report that Apple was making a Switch competitor. And now we have something coming out that Valve is doing the same thing. I think this is happening. I think this is 100% happening. Now, as you can see here, like it says in this report here, that they've tried this before, just like Apple tried it before, long time ago.
Yep.
Didn't go well, and it seems like they're getting back in. What this is supposed to be is pretty much a Nintendo Switch Lite style of thing, no detachable Joy-Cons, and it will plug into the TV. But I mean, who knows? They're saying it's going to run some type of like Linux software. I don't know what they're going to do with all that, and I couldn't even speculate. I don't know enough about it to even try. But this is interesting to me for a few reasons. One, again, just like the Apple thing, you're going to have like these are the companies you kind of want behind these sort of things if you want big third-party games, you know, in a handheld. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Nintendo, you know, we could get there, but we're just not right now. But these are the types of companies you see do these things that could really make that happen. Like, again, the Switch is the Switch. Like, it's not going anywhere, and it's, you know, it's never going to be dethroned by one of these things, in my eyes, anyway.
Right.
But, you know, when you look at this, like, you're talking about... I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this. like they could do something where they have their own operating system on this thing. You know what I mean? Maybe it's based off of some other thing, but like, they're going to be able to optimize these games that they have on Steam already, but optimize them for this. It's all going to be done in-house. This is like, I mean, not quite a Nintendo situation, but as close to that as you could get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they just have the ability to be able to make this something really good, but they also have the ability to make this something really bad because they've done it before. The Steam machine.
I would like to comment a little bit here about the quote-unquote Steam machine. So actually, funny enough, the computer I'm using right now is an Alienware Alpha, which is one of the, I don't like to say first, but one of the Steam machines that have been released. This PC came out. Wow. This PC came out advertised as a Steam machine. It ran a Steam like overlay OS on top of Windows. And it came with an Xbox 360 controller, and that's how long ago it came out. and it said, and they were like, "Yo, this you put this under your TV, and you play your PC games under your TV." This is the time with Xbox One and PlayStation 4 were really prevalent, and it didn't exactly knock off graphics of those consoles. It was probably right on par, maybe a little bit below. But they advertised this as a console. They advertised this as a console, and earlier I said I didn't have much to talk about this. I actually have a lot to talk about. So, like,
yeah, clearly you do.
Yeah,
I didn't know that your computer was the Steam machine.
It was the Steam machine made by Alienware.
This is all news to me.
Yeah,
all news to me.
Yeah,
very interesting.
So this PC, and I didn't have time to think about this, so I'm going to try to go off the top of my head here, off the dome, as the kids say. This PC, when I bought it, I immediately deleted that software, because it
just got rid
immediately. I'm like, how do I? And it wasn't easy. I had to like figure out, like, you had to like go into program files and find dig deep in your program files and find the file that you got rid of, and just so I could have Windows on it, because that software.
Yeah, that's a place I'd never go.
It was awful. It was absolutely terrible. And I'm like, this is dumb. This is a good PC on its own. It's not but the cool thing about the Steam machine was it's literally tiny. I've sent you pictures of it before. Maybe I'll throw a picture.
Oh yeah, it's very small.
Maybe I'll throw a picture up in the Discord. It's a tiny little thing. It's smaller than like your router would be. It's actually interesting. Yeah. It's really neat. Like, think of like a cable size box, but maybe even a little smaller. The small rectangle or the small square boxes that you have. But yeah, it's really tiny.
Yeah.
And it's relatively powerful for what it has. Ironically enough, all this recording here as we're recording, it's telling me how many I'm skipping frames or anything. So obviously recording this podcast like this isn't ideal. But so sorry for this frame drops, guys. But with that being said,
we're doing our best.
It's a nice little PC. It really is. They completely effed up by saying that this is a Steam machine and not just a small Windows PC. Because if they were like, yo, here's a small Windows PC, it plays most games, even to 2021, I can still play a lot of games in 1080p. Like, and that's pretty decent from a computer that came out 8 years ago. And so yeah, and also the size of a cable box. So it's
that's kind of the thing that worries me the most, is that you said the entire experience was terrible. The Steam machine.
Also, actually, I just closed the window. Not only was the experience terrible, there's also this. You're looking at this controller here for the video feed. You see that controller?
Yeah.
You want to use that?
No.
So neither did most people. And they released this controller. It basically, guys, it has no thumbsticks. Not basically. There is no thumbsticks. It uses touch sensitive pads. Like PlayStation style, but above. So PlayStation style, except for but not below, above the buttons, and the buttons are below where the sticks would usually be for a PlayStation. It's awful. It was terrible. My brother-in-law bought one. Sorry, brother-in-law. I'm not sure why you bought that thing. It was awful. It was never good.
Man, it looks really bad.
$60 controller, full price controller.
Why?
Ergonomics.
I don't even
awful.
know what. That's what I'm saying. Like, what was the thought process behind this thing?
You see how it's like looks like it sinks in? That's because it does. You're instead of like a controller kind of being up in front of you, where like usually your thumbs are out here. Now your thumbs are like in like this. Like imagine pushing your thumbs into controller rather than the controller being out toward your thumbs. It was the dumbest design. Good. So like they effed up with the hardware. of their Steam controller. They messed up with the software of these Steam machines, even though the hardware was actually good. It's a good piece of hardware. They just completely messed up. It should have been a Windows PC that was small, not a Steam machine. That was awful. So yeah,
well,
I mean,
hopefully, I don't know. I mean, it looks like not only are they going to go ahead and try to redeem themselves on this, but it's very possible that this thing is coming this year. Like, we could hear about it very, very soon.
You know, if they're getting Dell to make this again, and it's the same kind of hardware mindset that they did with the Steam machine, at least I have the first gen Alienware Alpha. They did come up with a second gen, which I hear was better in some cases for like the OS, but I don't know. Nobody bought it still. Yeah, it could come out this year. If Dell's making it, I think it's a go. At least a go to watch reviews and see if you want it. But I don't need a handheld gaming PC. That's just me.
Well, and that's the thing. Like that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Like, maybe they could do something. Like, that's the biggest problem with a lot of these handheld gaming PCs. Like, once you're in the game, it's fine. But getting to the game and trying to like navigate just regular Windows on these, it's clunky. It's terrible. Like that's where they could make this thing good. Yeah. They could give it an interface that was actually usable for a handheld and make it a lot better to use, a better experience. I think that's what's going to make or break this thing. Like,
and
it could be above all these other. I mean, it could be above all these other handheld PCs just by fixing that part of it, in my opinion. But I mean, there's been talks about Steam's games coming to consoles this year, and that you'll hear more about that later this year. Yeah. Sounds like this might be what they're talking about. So we'll have to wait and see on that. It's very interesting. Maybe it will be just in time to compete with the Switch Pro, which
those are old rumors. Those are old rumors. What are you talking about, Chris?
Apparently, we might be seeing the Switch Pro next week. We might see it the week after that.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Can you like explain? What are you talking about?
I can totally explain. Let me explain. There are new reports out that from Bloomberg, which, let's go there. Not a leaker, not just somebody on Twitter. Bloomberg. You know.
You mean my favorite YouTuber, Icy Hot 27? You mean he's not coming out here with these aren't leaks from Potato Boy 94?
This is not a Icy Hot Potato Boy leak. This is from Bloomberg. I mean, they put, this is a big entity. Like, you don't put stuff like this out unless you have actual sources. You have actual people telling you and proof that this stuff is either happening or has been, you know what I mean? Like, this, they don't put this stuff out unless they put so much out about it now. Like, do you realize the amount of stuff that Bloomberg has put out on the Switch Pro? If this isn't true, like, you cannot take them seriously ever again. Like, there's so much stuff now. It's crazy. So, okay, according to this, we don't have the Bloomberg article because it's behind a paywall. But what we have is that they're reporting that Nintendo is going to announce the Switch Pro or Switch Revision or Super Switch, whatever they're going to call it, that they're going to announce this thing before E3 2021. E3's in 2 weeks. So I feel like if that's true, we should probably see this thing next week. I mean, I don't know if they're going to just give it the 1 week run up and then, next week, boom. I feel like next week's kind of the week. So, and I guess the point of all this is they want to be able to have third parties and also themselves be able to show all these new Switch games running on the Switch Pro. They want to get this thing released now, let everybody know it's a thing. That way, once we get to E3 and, all these new Switch games are announced, or maybe these third-party games that we've been waiting for to come to Switch, Red Dead Redemption 2, won't happen, but that'd be cool. They'll be able to show them on the new hardware. They're going to be able to show them running better than they would before. Right. And not just third parties. Breath of the Wild 2, Mario Kart 9 possibly, Metroid Prime 4 possibly. What else? There's a lot more. What am I missing? Bayonetta 3. Maybe we haven't seen Bayonetta 3 because, who knows? There's a lot of stuff, but I think this is very, very interesting. Like, what if we get to see Breath of the Wild 2 running on the Switch Pro at E3? Like, that is just, it's very exciting to think about.
In 2 weeks, E3 has been like, weeks. It's been like, oh, E3, it's gonna happen. Well, E3's in 2 weeks. E3's here, so like this is all really exciting to know that it could be coming like next week.
Oh yeah, or at least and there's more. There's more. So they're saying that this could be released. That actually they're saying it will be released in September or October of this year.
Oh, September, so we would be getting, huh?
Now, you're wrong about the Zelda stuff. This may be in September. I don't know. So there's that, and another thing that I thought was very interesting, which I think this may be incomplete news. One, it is going to be more expensive than the current Switch, which makes sense, right? So the second thing
I had heard in the rumor mill differently. Is this Bloomberg saying it's going to be more expensive?
Yeah. Now I don't know if you remember the video I made about this, that we would be getting 2 new Switches. One would be a revised version of what we have, same price, and then the upgraded version, which would be more expensive. I think that makes a lot of sense. This is saying that the new, more expensive Switch will phase out the $300 Switch. And it will just be more expensive. And then you'll have the Lite alongside that. That seems weird to me. But, it's hard for me to argue with this until we see what actually happens. But don't you think it would be strange to keep a $200 Switch, not have the regular, just everyday Switch, and then just have this more powerful Switch that you're replacing the other one with, but now charging $50 to $100 more? Doesn't that seem strange?
No. And I want to hear why you think it's strange, because in my mind, that's exactly what they need to do. I wouldn't say phase out the original Switch, but it adds another tier. So you have the Switch Lite.
No.
Oh.
You're I agree with what you just said. Yeah. You have the tier, but the problem is you're taking away the middle tier. It's either 2
That's
or
what you were.
4.
That was your question. Okay, no, my bad.
Yeah.
Removing the middle tier.
Middle one needs to be there.
Removing the middle tier would be silly.
That's what it sounds like they're doing, though. It sounds like this new Switch will just take the place of the old one, but it will cost $100 more. That's very strange.
I wouldn't be shocked if it happened, because
I wouldn't either.
Because
but
capitalism. but
that's so weird. That's so weird.
More of the reason why the Switch Lite needs dock compatibility. I mean,
it does. Yes, the Switch Lite 2, the upgraded version of that.
How much would it have been? How much more money would have been for Nintendo to include that? Even if they would have been $249.99 for the Switch Lite that has dock compatibility, you're saving $50 on size and weight, and then $300 for the rest. Like, but still, like it would be interesting decision to remove that middle tier. Because they're still making a profit. They would be removing a profit margin and we're actually losing customers who now can't afford $400, but maybe they could have afforded $300. And if they're they're making a profit, they should keep it. It's profitable.
And that's what I'm saying. Oh God, yes. I mean, but that's the thing. Nintendo being a family type of you know what I mean? Like they want people to have you know what I mean? That's why they made the Switch Lite. I understand making the new one. I don't know. I don't understand taking away the regular Switch. To me, it makes sense to get this more powerful one out there, and then maybe revise the one that's on the market.
Yeah.
To maybe kind of keep up with this one, but not have as much.
Right.
But have that actual family.
I'm under the assumption. I'm going to continue to be under the assumption that the current Switch that we have will not be phased out. I'm going to continue with that belief.
I hope not, because that seems
why would
very strange.
Everything about this report, it's not. It doesn't mean it's church. It doesn't mean it's accurate 100%.
Right, yeah.
So I could imagine I'm going to phase that out because it just doesn't make a lot of sense in my mind for them to do that. So going forward, that it's actually great. If you look at it like this, you have the Switch Lite coming at $200. That's it's a little bit of expensive handheld, but it's a full Switch, at least a normal Switch.
Considering what it does, considering what it does,
So the 3-tier model of the Switch Lite, you got the $200 model, which it does a lot for. It's a little expensive for a handheld, but it definitely does a lot for what the price is. So
for what it is and what it does, $200 I think is justifiable for the Switch Lite.
And then you get that middle tier coming in with $300. The current Switch that we have, perfect price, perfect. It's perfect. It sells like hotcakes because it is perfect. And we all
for families, for kids,
for children.
That's
And then
the fact that they're just going to phase that out makes no sense. So
and
I don't know.
And then we got the according to the reports here, coming soon, the Switch Pro, whatever it's going to be called. And it'll be, I'm assuming, $490 or $399, and it's going to be,
I would assume,
a little bit of a, not too big, but just a little bit of a boost of everything that we already have with our current $300 model.
Which doesn't, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, obviously we're going to have to wait and see what happens with all this, but it seems weird. I feel like if this is what's going on, there's something missing. A piece of information is missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We will see.
Either way, we might be seeing the Switch Pro this coming week. And I have some ideas about that and Breath of the Wild, which
no. No, we're not talking about that. I think my PC will actually explode if we're going here any longer. Than
it's fine. I'm not going to talk about it anyway. I'm making a video on it tomorrow that'll be out Monday anyway, so I'll address it in that.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a lot of stuff with that, but I mean, as far as things we wanted to cover, I think we got it.
I think so.
We did pretty good.
First
pre-recorded podcast.
Yeah, I've learned some things here. We got to change some things for next time, but yeah. I will say the next few podcasts are going to be, I would say next month's podcasts are going to be incredibly interesting. And you guys hold on to the bottom of your seats for this next month, because we're going to have loads of stuff to talk about.
I feel like we're going to have to do special episodes because, the E3, we're going to have to do a full episode after the E3 presentation to break all that down.
I'm going to go ahead.
I'm going to have to do a podcast with you. I'm going to have to do a video on it. Then we're going to have the regular week podcast. I'm going to be busy that week.
The Drip Geeb brand is going to have a crap ton of content in the month of June.
Yes, the content's going to be coming for sure. I can't wait.
I can't wait. It's super exciting. So, guys, that's going to wrap up today's podcast. For those of you in the stream, which today was not streamed, weren't actually. Yeah, no, don't listen to that. For those of you who are listening to this audio version of this podcast, thank you for listening. We did not stream this week. I had my script here, and I was going to read it, and then I realized I can't read that last part of it. So
some of that doesn't make sense.
Some of that doesn't make any sense. But so for those of you who listen to the podcast, thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up right here, end it off, and make sure you go ahead and check out Uncle Geeb, me, over on twitch.tv/Uncle Geeb, and my YouTube if you feel like it over there. I'll be posting some more stuff up there coming soon. You can check Drip over here, the lovely Drip Media Gaming, over at Drip Media Gaming, youtube.com/Drip Media Gaming, and he's on Twitch at Drip Media. So search for him over there on Twitch. Yeah. He's been streaming all week, and he's gonna probably stream some more tonight with Geeb Night tonight, the community night, which is cool. But you guys been listening to this on Saturday, the day after. So hopefully we had a lot of fun tonight. And again, guys, thank you so much to Drip's YouTube members and to my patrons. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to create content like this, and all you guys listening.
For sure.
Absolutely. And all you guys listening, just the download or the stream or the watching the YouTube video helps us out so much. Make sure you share this with a family or friend that likes the Switch and just likes tech in general, because we will eventually diverse into a little bit more subjects. We had a story that we left out today that we could have put in. More than just Switch, this podcast. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we will catch you guys next week.
Later.